Hi, my African mamas. Do you feel bothered about the inconsistency in your breast milk? Then watch this video till the end because you're going to be happy I'm doing this video for you. So yes, I also am going through this period of breastfeeding baby, and I feel some kind of inconsistency in the production of my breast milk, and I understand that so many ladies out there also feel the same way, and that is why I'm doing this video. The inconsistency in your breast milk, the first thing is you don't need to be worried about it because I think it is normal. I don't know if it is, but I've seen a lot of women go through it, and there are a lot. So to me, I think it is normal, because if it is not normal, then why do we have a lot of people going through it? I've been able to observe that there are some times that your breast milk is going to be very full, like very, very full. There are times it's going to be just okay, and then sometimes it's not going to be enough. Especially those who are not pumping like in time intervals. There are some people that are presently pumping and storing, and when they do that and they do it in time intervals, their breast milk gets used to that interval and wants to produce milk at that period of time, and they keep pumping and keep pumping. But there are some people that are not pumping to store, and in that way you don't get to pump every time at a particular period of time, so you get to have a lot of feeding, maybe in the morning, in the afternoon no feeding, in the evening then less feeding. Then when it's now time to feed, you don't have enough milk for your baby. You don't need to be worried. The first thing I want you to understand is, as far as you started producing breast milk to some extent, to a good extent instead, and your baby is being fed, well fed, then you don't need to worry. Any other time the breast milk reduces, understand the fact that it is the baby is going to be fine. As far as the baby is not over crying, maybe at that point there might be a problem. But if the baby is not over like crying, like so hungry, and you maybe presently doing exclusive and you don't know what to give the baby, if the baby is crying, then I don't know, maybe there is a problem. But if your baby is not crying, you have to calm down, because there's something I've been able to understand during this period, that our breast milk reacts to our baby, whatever the baby needs. This was how I calm myself down at first. Though I'm still going to be dropping some kind of food you eat that will help you to produce better breast milk. But first of all, let me give us this explanation. Our breast milk reacts to our baby's needs. Do you understand that moment of Bluetooth speaker and your phone, right? So when you on your Bluetooth and you on your phone's Bluetooth, they automatically connect. Exactly. That is how our breast and our breast milk with the baby, that is how they connect. In fact, in the African setting, they usually say when a nursing mother leaves the house, leaves the baby at home and goes somewhere, and the baby starts crying, she feels it in her breast. It's like meat to me then, but now I totally understand it, because there is a connection between that your breast milk and your baby. So now, if your breast milk has been producing well, is being produced well for a particular period of time, and suddenly it reduces, to me I feel like I want to understand the fact that it is the baby's need at that moment not to take too much milk, and the milk is trying to understand it and produce the amount the baby needs at that time. Though during this period, I would advise that you allow the baby to latch on the breast during this period, so that it senses a message to the breast that okay, the baby wants to feed, the baby wants to feed, the baby wants to feed. But aside from that, you don't need to worry. Just understands the fact that the breast milk reacts to the needs of the baby. So when the breast knows that I'm supposed to produce a lot of milk for this baby, it produces it. And when the breast feels like, oh, I don't you don't need to, the baby doesn't need much, let me just produce little, then it produces little. So this is what I'm giving you. I don't know how true this is, I'm not a scientist, I'm just giving you from experience. And it really gave me peace, because at some point I was also very bothered. I was literally going online to search for how to increase my breast milk. In fact, you see out there are cookies and so many things that can help to increase breast milk. Though if I was going to go for any of that, I would prefer to go for natural things that can help to improve the breast milk production. So that is the first thing. Calm down, don't stress yourself. Just understand that that moment the baby does not need so much, and that is why the breast is producing the amount of milk the baby needs for that time. And after a while, the breast milk is going to increase itself again and produce enough again, and it goes like that. And also, additional point is try to get a breast pump. When you have you have an engorged breast, you will be able to pump it out and save it for your baby during that period of time, and let your breast start reproducing new one. Because if it's engorged, it may not be able to produce more. Do you understand? But if you've been able to pump it out and keep it, then it will be able to produce more. Aside from the production for pumping, another reason for you to pump is when you pump and you have it at home, you'll be able to go out. Those who pump and store really have this kind of freedom. They're able to go anywhere, they're able to sleep, they have enough freedom, like with their baby, they're able to rest and hand over the baby to whoever it is that is helping them, their husband, their mother, the caregiver, whoever it is. So that is another very, very typical advantage of pumping, and it will really, really relieve stress. So if you can afford it and you're a new mom, I would really, even if you're if not even if you're not a first time mom, I would advise you to go for it. You don't have to buy the one that is connected to electricity. You can just buy the ones that are connected to battery. You just have to charge, then you connect it. You don't have to connect your breast directly to electricity. No, life is more advanced than that. Now, finally, let me give you some list of foods I take that they work for me, that will help you to increase your breast milk production. Before I do that, online, now this is online on, I've not tried them, but I've seen so many people say the chocolate, there's this early morning chocolate tea increases breast milk. Chamomile tea, the tea bag, put it on your nipple, is going to increase breast milk. And oh, I didn't try all that, so I'm just putting it to you in case those things I want to say are not in your own vicinity. But for me, I'm going for completely natural sources. The number one is when I drink a lot of water. When I drink a lot of water, in fact, I just made it a point of duty to make sure I take a lot of water, even if the water is not what is turning to breast milk, but it's just a point of duty for me. Then aside from that, sleeping. Oh my God, this is a very typical one. I notice that whenever I'm over stressed, then the breast milk is not going to be pumped, is not going to come out well. And these are the only times I just feel bothered. But still, I don't bother myself because I know all I need to do is, oh, if sleep was what I lacked, then what do? I look for that time and make sure I sleep. You get it? So sleeping, in fact, sleeping helps a lot. So sleeping does help. It doesn't now mean if you don't sleep you may not have a full breast milk. There are times I don't even sleep and I still have enough. So I'm just saying sleeping helps a lot, but for me sleeping has really helped. Then eating well. Now eating well, you have to eat well. I don't mean overfeeding like you're over full and you're so tired and all, but if you have to eat at intervals, even if it's just a little bit at intervals, a little bit at intervals, this a little bit at intervals was what helped me at the first stage of breastfeeding. A little bit at intervals. When I finish breastfeeding, I go and take a little. When I finish breastfeeding, I go and take a little food, like small, and it helped me for that period. But I stopped. I did that for like 2 weeks. It worked for that period. Then I stopped. I told myself I just can't continue like this, that I can't keep like eating like at intervals. And I stopped. Then I told myself, we're gonna work. I'm gonna work with my body, and you'll be able to understand. I don't have to eat at intervals. But in case you're still in that situation where your breast milk is not coming up well and you have to eat at intervals, please do. Now, what do you eat? Now, for me, whenever I take fried potato, oh my God, a typical increase in breast milk. Fried plantain, I mean the black plantain, not the ripe one, the unripe plantain. When it's fried, then a lot of breast milk. Even that plantain when it's not fried, boiled unripe plantain, yes, a lot of breast milk. Yam, yes, a lot of breast milk. Pounded yam, a lot of breast milk. Now, those foods that over time have been able to record that they didn't really do much to help, rice happened to be in the midst of amongst them. Like when I take fried plantain, fried potato itself, they literally, I literally just have a lot of production. So these foods are local food in my area, and I enjoy them. And when I take them, in fact, I'm already expecting my breast milk to have an increment in production already, because I know they will definitely increase the milk production. So these are the things I do. The type of food I eat, I've given it to you. Then sleep, then taking a lot of water and trying to rest. So resting comes along with sleeping. And these are the things I do to increase my breast milk. But whether or not it is, I'm putting it to you that you don't need to stress yourself. The first thing is to calm down and understand that your breast milk and your baby has a connection. And whatever it is that is happening, in fact, if your baby has anything going on, like maybe there is a kind of fever coming on or anything, all you need to do is breastfeed. When you breastfeed that baby, your milk is going to immediately adjust to the need of that baby to cure whatever it is that is going on. Yeah, that is how beautiful God has created it. Yes, it happens. You can check online. It's just like that. At the point I was wondering, how come? Wait, how? Why? I don't know. But later I realized, okay, it's from the spit of the baby, the spit on the tongue. When it has the reaction with the breast is able to understand, oh, this baby is fine, this baby is not fine. Okay, this is what we should produce, this is what it needs, or the baby needs. You understand? So that is it, and that is the connection. It's so beautiful. So you don't need to worry yourself. I've seen a lot of mothers out there, oh, my breast milk, please don't go and get artificial means of increasing your breast milk. It does not make sense. Let nature work itself. And if things are really going out of and it's not really working out, then why don't you just buy food? I wouldn't support buying baby food, but wouldn't that be better than getting things that are not so natural? In like you're trying to force the milk out, you can't. It's nature. It's supposed to be natural. That is what I have for you. So by now, I hope you understand that you have to calm down, you have to rest, you have to eat good food, you have to sleep well, and you have to take a lot of water. And these are those things. And you have to worry less. When you have a headache, when you fall sick, it may affect your breast milk too. So please worry less and enjoy yourself. Take care of your baby. Stay healthy. Thank you so much for being there. See you in my next video.